Breaking news. Well, kinda. Liberal Party leadership candidates are saying things about the carbon tax, but what they are saying is as clear as mud. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland just launched her leadership campaign in Toronto over the weekend, and the first question she was asked was on the carbon tax. Will she scrap the carbon tax? Her answer was, well, listen to it for yourself.
Folks close to you have told us that if you become PM, you plan to scrap the carbon tax and replace it with something else. But as early or as most recently as December 9th, you extolled the virtues of both the carbon tax and the rebate. So can you tell us over the past 41 days what has changed in your thinking that the carbon tax is not the right thing to go forward with?
And we have heard very clearly from Canadians in provinces where there is a consumer-facing price on carbon that they don't like it. That's something that we have to listen to. Democracy means when people tell you something, you have to listen. And I will say, our party hasn't been good enough at that. That has to change, and I am going to change that.
That answer wasn't clear to me. What about you? That sounded to me like she doesn't like that the carbon tax is visible, consumer facing, and so she might just try to hide the carbon tax in another form, a relabeled carbon tax. Well, that is not good. It's not going to cut it. Canadians don't support any form of carbon tax, and Canadians want the carbon tax to be scrapped immediately and completely. But wait, there is more, because Trudeau government House Leader Karina Gould also announced her leadership bid this weekend, and she was also asked about the carbon tax. Now, what Gould said is that she would keep the carbon tax in place. She just wouldn't increase it again on April 1. Listen to Gould's answer on the carbon tax.
What I am proposing is that we need to immediately cancel the increase to the price on pollution ahead of April 1st. We need to bring in measures that are going to help Canadians make the decisions that they want to make, while at the same time, industry needs to play its part. We need to make big polluters pay, and we need to ensure that we have a comprehensive national plan to fight the climate change.
Price on carbon, but you just brought an increase on April 1st?
Correct.
Well, I guess Gould figured out that it wouldn't be politically smart to run a national election campaign just after hiking the carbon tax on April 1. But here's the thing, Canadians can't afford the carbon tax. Okay, Canadians need relief, and that means scrapping the carbon tax. So what Gould is proposing, just to not increase the carbon tax, well, that's a half measure. And Canadians don't want half measures. If you want any proof, just look at the massive backlash that Canadians gave the Trudeau government following Trudeau's Atlantic Canada carbon tax carve-out, where he said he would take the carbon tax off of furnace oil for 3 years, but leave 97% of Canadian families out in the cold paying his carbon tax. But wait, again, there is more, and here's the big one. Mark Carney, the former Bank of Canada governor, also announced that he would be running to be the leader of the Liberal Party. He really stumbled out of the gate on the carbon tax. He said that the government should replace the carbon tax and that the problem with the carbon tax was really just perception. Give a listen to what Mark Carney said when he was asked about the carbon tax.
Look, I've said for a long time that if you were going to take out the carbon tax, you should replace it with something that is at least, if not more, effective. And by effective, it's not just having the same impact in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, but it's making our companies more competitive, it's creating jobs, it's ensuring that Canadian households are made whole in terms of their finances. Because perception may be that it takes out more than the rebate provides, but reality is different. And Canadians will miss that money. So you need a comprehensive approach. You need a comprehensive plan, not just a soundbite that fits on a lectern. And that, again, is the difference between me and some others. I don't do a little leak. I don't do a soundbite. do a comprehensive plan that addresses all the aspects, and you'll see that in the coming weeks.
On veut pas un soundbite, on veut une réponse.
Folks, this is not acceptable and it is not credible. Okay? Canadians do not want word games or word salads or any cute answers from politicians on the carbon tax. Canadians can't afford the carbon tax. Canadians don't support the carbon tax. Canadians want the carbon tax completely gone. All right. Now, at minimum, all of these leadership hopefuls running for the leader of the Liberal Party, they owe Canadians a clear answer on the carbon tax. Whether that's Gould or Freeland or Carney, they owe Canadians a clear answer on the carbon tax. And here's the thing, they won't have a shred of credibility until they can give a clear answer on this simple question. Will you scrap the carbon tax? Yes or no? Okay, folks, if you are sick and tired of the carbon tax, just like I am, and you want to join the thousands and thousands of Canadians fighting back, you can join the Taxpayer Army at taxpayer.com. So head over to taxpayer.com, join the army, sign the petition, scrap the carbon tax.